Hi there, this is part 5 of the Guilford Courthouse battle. We have now arrived at 4 p.m. or turn 11 if you will. And well, as you can see here, we have one captured militia unit of the Americans and also one continental unit, Lee's Legion's Lightfoot. We also have one step loss over here on the Campbell's rifles. The British have no step losses as of yet, but it's a bit strange because we have seen a lot of fighting going on already, but not that many step losses really. But the situation is, if you remember, we have Cornwallis' main column breaking through the militia line here at the Little Horsepen Creek, and Stevens and who was this guy again? Eaton, yeah. So they have decided to start to retreat now, but they want to do it as a fighting retreat, not just run back to the courthouse. They want to try to delay the British. I mean, in a real world situation, of course, Green, who is pretty evenly matched with Webster down here, maybe a bit more strength points on the American side down here. They would be really concerned hearing that the Americans start retreating. They want to keep these crossroads in the American hands. Game-wise, that's a victory point. But, you know, knowing that we soon will have British in our back is not what Green would have accepted, I believe, being caught between Webster and Cornwallis here. That would be a disaster. So in a real world scenario, I think Green would have started to also retreat, maybe even more hastily than the militia up here, actually, to secure their retreat. But this is a game, and the world ends at 6 p.m., right? So we could hold on here without having to be concerned about what happens further north. Of course, the British should not get to Guilford Courthouse, because that would be really bad. But I mean, also for the game. But I doubt they will have the time to reach over there. I mean, the British, so yeah. Anyway, let's start off turn 11 and see how things unfold. But we have, I feel I say this each and every turn at the beginning, and this is a very important role for initiative. I have been repeating that because every turn is really, well, going first here is quite good. Up here for the Americans, they may consolidate their lines. British can, if they get it, they can attack before the Americans can array themselves. And down here we are seeing constant counterattacks and attacks, right? So yeah, so it's and also you want to rally, you know, your guys before the other guys can go, so they can hit them. Now these guys are in the rear. Here's a critical situation. The Americans want to win this, so they can rally that militia, Orange County militia, who's disordered or disrupted over there. So yeah, otherwise the British will get more plus when they attack there. But let's see who gets it. We don't have any what is called momentum cheats, so it's a plain brawl. The Americans were lucky this time. It's an 8, but we will drop it. No, actually the British will get 1, so they will go to 3, but the Americans win. It's the unit morale that drops 1 by being fatigued. That's another consideration for the game, that the Americans are fatigued, so their counterattacks and also defending is harder now. Okay, but we have the American turn 11 to go, so I think we're gonna go aggressively with Green again, since we have 3 points here. Can we get even a 3-1? We have 3, 4, 7. Yes, we have 11 points, 10 without the rifles, so that's good enough, of course. So we're gonna attack, and what we're gonna do is to put those guys there. Green will attach, so here we have kind of the Maryland Brigade again, and green, the other green, will join Campbell here. So that's it. I think I have a 3-1. And since we have the first Maryland with us, they will probably be the leading unit. So we still got that +1, right? Even though we dropped 1 by the army morale. So that's good. These guys will not move. I'm just keeping the artillery in case the British would get here. We can fire at them at very close range, right? This is also only a strength .1, so we need to be close to really have a chance of inflicting any damage. Here then, I think disrupted units can go 1 hex, so those will retreat at least there. So now we have 3 points left in this stack. Where do we want to put the new defensive line? I'm not keen on retreating too much, really, because I want to keep delaying the British. 4 points. Here we have the artillery. By the way, the artillery could fire here, I realize now, because these buildings have no effect. So actually these guys see those guys. Maybe we should leave this guy. This is a strong strength points wise hex. It's a 6 points. But maybe we need to distribute it a bit. Now here we have 4 points. Let's put 1 guy here and these guys join. Here then, let's back a bit. Up here, Lee's Legions and Washington's Dragoons will go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the light infantry will go 1, 2, 3, and 4. So that's it. Here it's the new line. And these guys... Oh, we have a rifle here. Hold on. 4 points. Let's put oh man. I wonder if I should do this instead. Maybe I had it like that. I feel I had it like that, but I seem to have moved these stacks. This is how it should look. Really? I was a bit confused by that being on the road back there, because Stevens should be here. Here's at least how I want it to be. These guys are protecting these disrupted guys. And that's it, I believe. So we go to the rally phase. We have a couple of rallies to try. So here we have Haas state troops, and it's 0, but it's -1 because of the army morale on the roll. So that was a fail. Too bad for them. Yeah. And here then, Orange County Militia have a -2 on the roll. Oh, let's re-roll that. We rolled a 6, -2 is a 4, which is a fail. Oh man. Not good at all. That was the rally phase. Then we have defensive artillery. That would be British artillery, which is located over here, so they have no targets. Rifle, yes. Here we have a rifle who will fire. And I think we have Jaegers here as well. Yeah, so both will fire. And Campbell will target the light infantry. Yeah, it's only light infantry. But let's take the British. Or maybe we should target the Jaegers this time. Yeah, let's do that. Let's fight the Jaegers. So let's do that first. 7 is the thing to match, the number to match, and here we have a light infantry as a target, so that will go up to 8 pretty much. Forest, yes, so it's a 9. Yeah, I need a 9. It's gonna be hard, of course. But let's see. Control the blue one. That's a 2. That's a miss. The Jaegers then, they could also use the Strassefeuer, and they will try to get the first Maryland now. So adjacent is a 7. They are in light woods, so we're gonna drop 1 there as well. So we hit with 8. But we have two dice because we have an open flank, meaning we can do the Strassefeuer. There is 1-8, so we have a hit. These guys are tough. These Jaegers are good. So we're gonna roll on the non-artillery table. And we got a 1. So the American morale will drop with 1. Okay, that's that. Then I think we are ready for the close combat, right? Yes, rifle fire and close combat. So designate all attacks. There will be 1 attack. These 2 stacks will attack this stack here. Up here we have nothing. Odds ratio, I think we said we have 3-1. So we have 3 points in defense, and we have the rifles will not participate. 8 plus 6 is, well, 3-1, right? Hold on. It's not 8, it's 4 plus 6, so it's 10 points. So we got a 3-1, yeah. Lead unit. First Maryland will be the lead unit here. Who will be the British? Let's take the Jaegers. Yeah, let's take the Jaegers. So then we're gonna check the DRMs. Attacker lead unit. So we have the Maryland, first Maryland, who is a +2 but dropped to a +1 due to the morale. So we have 1. We have green with us, so it's a 2. Any defending with a rifle, yes, it's a 3. Attacker mounted dragoons, no. Defending, all defending units are militia, no. Defenders around, no. So that's all for the attacker. Defender then, Jaegers have +1, so we drop these to a 2. We also have Webster with us, so that drops to a 1. Any attacking is rifle, no. The rifle unit is not participating in attack. All attacking units are militia, no. No creek or other. There's no other terrain either. So we have a net +1 so far before the tactic cheats are drawn. Both sides have a leader and we have an open flank. So I guess, as we have seen before, we will go to these enemy as a leader, flank possible. The British are, I mean, they can for sure withdraw from this battle. So we're gonna roll first for the Americans on the table number 10, and that's a 3. They will skirmish. The British on the table number 9, we roll the 7, which is a turn flank. That's a +1. So it's good to skirmish against the turn flank. So we actually have a net of 2. This is a good odds. Might we see the first British step loss? So 3-1 and +2 on the roll. And we roll a 6, that will be an 8, and we have the step loss. So the Jägers will now take the step loss because they were the lead unit. But as you can see, even though it's a 1-step unit, it's still on the board with 1 step. But now the morale has dropped with 1. But that's why I wanted to take that as a lead unit, because if I took the light infantry, we would lose 1 strength point in this sector, and every strength point is really important here. That's one reason why I took the Jägers. So the other guy needs to do a morale check, I believe, and now I need to also decide if Webster wants to stay or I think I will stay and affect the morale check, because we know it's the British will go next time, so they can kind of repopulate that hex if needed. But let's check it. Light infantry +1 on the roll, and Webster actually is not giving any benefit on morale checks. That's a clear pass, so they will stay here. But we took a loss, so we're gonna see some effect on the +1 -1. British morale drops, American morale goes up. The news about seeing the Jägers starting to waver and having some casualties there are bolstering the American morale a bit. I think then that was it. Yes, so let's turn to the British side here and start with the movement phase. Okay, so any chance for a counterattack from these guys? We have 5 points and 6 points, and we can get 3, 4, 5. So you can get a 1-1. Okay, here would be, hold on, green would be probably the lead unit here, meaning there would be a 0. So we could get a 1-1 or 1-1, and we would have +1, +2, and since there's a rifle unit defending, we will get a +3, I guess. Yes. So 1-1 +3 before the tactic sheets. It's not bad. I might do this actually. These guys will stay. It's bad von Bosse is not acting right now. The problem is though, let's see, yeah, I can stack everybody. Yes, of course. So let's do that. So Webster and these guys will go to the Alexander Caldwell house and start the attack from there. The Royal Welsh Fusiliers will join in the attack. And von Bosse stays behind, trying to rally eventually. Then, this situation. Okay, now I can get 1 victory point, I guess. 6 points. 1, 2, 3, 4 points. That would be a 3-2 if Leslie would do the attack alone. Can he reach those guys? 1, 2.5, 3. Yes, he could actually attack here. And the best morale unit is a 0 over here, and we can't bring in our 33rd. Okay, yeah, let's do it. 1, 2.5, 3. Leslie will attack along the road. He wants to connect with Webster. That's his mission. Over here then, 5 points. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's attack down here in this mixed stack of militia here. So Cornwallis will march with his troops 1, 2, 3 for the ridge or the crest here, and 4. The 2nd Battalion Guards will just march down here. O'Hara will now go 1.5, 2.5, 3.5. Just taking control of that road. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Should we bring back the battery up here instead? I think these guys need to be handling it alone now. So let's move back these guys then. We go 1, 2, 3. That's all movement. So we go to the rally phase and we have these guys. So they have a +1 on the morale. That's a 4, up to a 5, and he passes. So we have these guys along with us again. This could be a really important factor for the next turn. We might start pressing on this if this attack is successful, especially. So let's start with this one. So I think I said we have 1 to 1. We have 5 points and 5 points. But before we do that, we have actually, hold on. I'm again rushing things now. Let's take it calmly and go through these. So we have a defensive artillery phase. Since it's the Americans, these guys can now fire at 2 hex range on the 2nd Battalion Guards. Let's see if we have any chance to hit with that range, and since we have woods and stuff. So 1 SP firing, the range is 2, so I need to hit on a 9. But then they occupy the forest, so I cannot hit them really. Unless there's something else here. No. Okay. So it's impossible to hit these guys in the woods. I can understand that. It's too... I mean, these guys need to pretty much fire point blank to have a chance to hit anything. But we have some rifle fire to do. Over here. And over here, actually. Yes. Just gonna check so we don't miss anything. Yeah, we have a lot of rifle fire to do. So since it's the British, let's start with them. So they will try to hit green in the light woods there. So adjacent is 7. Light woods gives me a -1, so an 8 will hit. We are not in covers, we can not do the Strasse fire. That's a miss. The Americans will fire back. And they will target the light infantry. No, Royal Welsh, because we don't want the minus for the light troops. So there's no cover for them, so it's actually 7 to hit. But they missed. Over here then, we have 2 units that will fire. I guess I could pick 2 different targets and fire at them one at a time, or I could fire with 2 strength points. That would be a 6, and then there's covers, that would be a 7. But we have first fires would be a 6 again. So I could roll 2 dice, hoping for 1 6. Or I could roll... I think it's... I mean, it would be, of course, good to hit these guys. Who has the +2 modifier. So maybe I should combine my rifle fire on them. I think I'm allowed to do that. I hope so. The bad thing with these both hits, we're gonna get the hit on both of these guys. But on the other hand, yeah, let's fire one at a time at different targets. So first we have the North Carolina Independent Volunteers firing at the 33rd, who's probably going in the front ranks here. So we had the 7 down to 6 because of the terrain. No, sorry, up to 8 because of the terrain, but down to 7 again because we have the first fire. And I think it's nothing else that's affecting this. No. So let's fire for a 7. Oh, it's a 6. Damn. Next one at the Fraser's Highlanders, of course. Yeah. So same thing there. We need a 7. Ah, too bad. Too bad. What a waste. Okay. Waste of ammunition, just firing at the trees. By the way, it was also uphill. That seems not to be any problem. So that was all artillery and rifle fire. So let's go to the close combat. And as we're accustomed to, we start with down here in the south. Let's bring up the correct tables here. So we have, so determine the close combats first again. So here will attack and here will attack. These two will attack this deck. So the odds will be 5 against 5. So it's a 1-to-1. Of course, we need to use a rifle, which is bad, but on the other hand, they also have a rifle. So let's do it like that. Adjusted unit morale on the lead unit. So I'm going to choose my lead unit first. So let's take the Royal Welsh. That's the lead unit. So that's a +1. Then we have Webster with us. It's a +2. Defending its rifle, yes, it's a +3. Where are you? There you go. No disruptions, no dragoons. They are not militia and not surrounded or anything else. So that's a +3. So let's look at the defender benefits. So we have +1, but we have bad army morale, so it's a 0. We don't have a leader. Attacking units is rifle. Yes, there is 1. So you are dropping down to 2. No creeks. No slopes or ravines. No blackjack. No houses or anything else around. Okay, so it's a +2. And then we go to the tactic chits. Both sides have a leader that could affect the chit draw. So we have open flanks. So it's the same thing as always. The British will go on table number 10. And that's a 4. So they play a frontal assault. They are going full in. And on the table number 9 for the Americans, we got a 0, which is nothing. Oh, it's actually, no, it's a D8. So let's re-roll it. 4. Skirmish. So that's very bad for the Americans. The frontal assault against a skirmish will yield another +2. So we have a net +4 for the British. It's though only 1-to-1, but still the DRMs are really important in these tables, I have noticed. So this could be a really good attack. And we rolled pretty good. So that will be a 10 on the 1-to-1. Meaning a step loss on these guys. That was really, really bad. The British morale goes up. These drop. And Campbell will need to do... hold on, let's see if it's anything else. Yes, we also get the momentum chit. And for state troops, we are eligible to get one for the British. So the British now have one momentum also. And Campbell needs to do a morale check. So he's a 0, dropping to -1. So we rolled, he failed, so he's gonna retreat. And green is staying, taking the losses. So we cannot gain the ground, but we are wearing the Americans down here. Oh. The strength points are starting to even out, and if Leslie will have time to get here, that might turn the tide. Of course, we have some defenders here, but we'll see how that battle goes first. So let's continue with that. So we have an odds of 6 against 4, and I will... yeah, that's 3 to 2. 3 to 2, yes. The 33rd will go in first as the leading unit. And for the defenders, we have the Surrey County Militia defending as a leading unit. It's a rifle unit. Okay, so let's start counting the DRMs for this battle then. Attackers morale, +2. Leader, yes. Another +1 for Leslie, so it's a 3. Defending unit is rifle, sure, that's a 4. No disruptions. I think that's it. So for the defender then, we have a 0, but since we have a bad morale, it drops to a -1, giving the British another 1. No leaders. Hold on. All defending units are militia attacked, or at least non-militia. We should have that as well. All attacking units militia. I think that's it before the chits. So we have a 6 DRM here. It's crazy, really. But let's check the tactic sheets. We don't have a leader for the Americans, but we do have for the British, and they will go with withdraw not plausible, and the Americans would want to withdraw, of course, so they're going to go with plausible. So table number 10 for the British. That's an 8. They try to turn the flank. And the Americans on table number 1 will do a attack in echelon, giving another 1 for the British. So it's a +7 right now to a 3 to 2. I sense another step loss and another momentum. We got a 6 +7 is the... We reached this 11-1. Sorry, it's a 3 to 2. Defender captured. DC meaning capture defender's choice. So it doesn't have to be the leading unit. I guess not. So, but I will pick that one. Surrey County Rifle Militia will be captured, and the other guys I think need to take a morale check. Let's just defend the capture. Doesn't have to be the lead unit, not be full strength. Yeah, they must pass a morale check, otherwise they actually get a D result. Okay. These might have dire effects. So let's start with the Guilford County Militia. They have a -1, so it's a -2. So they failed, so they're gonna get disrupted. Where are you? Here we go. We dropped the American morale even one more. Okay. I'm sensing maybe a substantial victory coming up for the British now. Hold on. Hold on. We should have gotten a momentum. No, because these are these militia, so they don't get any momentum. But I wonder if this is affecting the American morale. Hold on. Now I'm a bit confused. I think it was like this. I need to check that again. There's something with these North Carolina militia again. No morale adjustments. Okay. So it's still there. And same for the disruption. I think it was on 6. Or was it 7? Oh, crap. I forgot about this one. I think it was down there, actually. But let's check for the other guy then. That's a 0. So it's a -1 on the roll. That's another fail. So both these guys are disrupted. But no morale adjustments, and they will go back 3 hexes. 1, 2, 3. I think actually their priority is 1, 2, 3 in that direction. So let's do it like that. And the whole stack will gain ground. Hold on, we were here. 1, 2, 3, and we gain ground. Okay, I think that's correct. I hope so. I might have done a blunder over here with the American morale. I don't think I touched the British army morale. But this might have been 7, but I have a sense it was 6. Okay, next attack. Here we have a mixed stack, so if something happens with this guy, we would have effects. So let's see now. Odds. We have, as the attacker, 5, 6 points, and 5 points in the defense, so it's actually only a 1-to-1. I think I did some wrong calculation there, but I think we're gonna get a few plus, so it's okay. So it's a 1-to-1. 5, 6 against 5. Yeah, okay. A bit different than I thought. I thought it was only 4 points there in defense. Well, this happens at times. So 1-to-1 before any DRMs. So leading units will be 2nd Battalion Guards. And for here it will be the Augusta County Militia due to the morale. So attack lead unit will give 2. Cornwallis will give another one, 3. There's no defending rifles. There's no disruption mounted, but they are all militia, so that's a 4. And that's it. For the attacker then, or defender, sorry. So we have a 0, meaning it's a -1, so we get the +5. No leader, or we have a leader, but it's a 0 worth. No attacking rifles, no militia. I think that's it. So we have a +5. And the tactics chits, you know the deal, right? We have an open flank, yes. So yeah, 10 and 9. British starts with a 6, which would be a commit reserve. And on the table number 9, they will play a attack and echelon. A 0, nothing. So we have a +5. So 1 to 1 +5. That's a 10. Step loss. And now we will see some morale adjustments because we took a hit. So now the Americans are dropping and the British are going up. And Eton will now, yeah, we need to check that other guy for morale check. So -1, -2 actually. He failed, so he goes there, and Eton will retreat with him. So we have Warren County militia alone there. Sorry, it was the wrong one. This should have retreated, and Augusta should have been here. But it's the same modifiers. That's how it looks, because this was the bleeding unit. So I can't take the ground, but we are doing quite well for a marginal victory, I guess, for the British. That's that. Let's move on to turn 12. Okay, so turn 10 it is. We're gonna roll again. +1 on the British die. And the British won it, and this could be a disaster for the Americans. Really. Okay, let's start down here as usual. Now I think I will try to destroy the green state troops. They have 2 points, 2, 4. Let's bring up von Bossed here. The Jägers will join those. And these guys just stays. I think I will attack here and do a diversion there. Here then, we have 3 points disrupted militia here. So I think I need 1 to attack there. I'm gonna send Leslie together with this 33rd to finish them off. Like that. Here we have disrupted unit 5 points. Here we have 3, 6. Okay, so let's do it like this. Cornwallis will move here. And Highlanders will move 1, 2.5. The guards will attack the remnants of Augusta County in that hex. These guys are just happy to hold the victory point hex for now. O'Hara could even... No, let's leave him there. We bring the artillery to the stack. That's 3 points. What should we do with Tarleton? Let's just make sure we don't get any guys in our rear. Like that. And that was all movement. So we go to rally phase. I don't think we have any... Oh, we rallied, so we're gonna get 1 back. So now... Yeah, that's it. So defensive artillery phase. We have the artillery over here, but we know we have no chance to hit them. So we go to the rifle phase. We have the Jägers. They have no open flank from firing from here, but they will try to hit not green, but 1st Maryland. So that's a 7. And then 1 for the woods. So it's an 8 to hit. Nope. We have a rifle unit here, but I don't think disrupted rifles can fire actually. I think I read that somewhere. So maybe I should double check it, but I'm quite sure about it. Disrupted. May not attack, artillery rifle units may not fire. Okay, so these guys will not fire. And I think we don't have any rifles here, if I remember correctly. Yes, I did remember that correctly. So that's it for rifle fire. So we go to the close combat phase. So I will now attack from here to here, do a what is called I forgot about the term. You know what I mean? Diversion. Yes, diversion against green stack. We're gonna attack with Leslie and the 33rd foot at these disrupted militias. These two will attack here, and the 2nd Battalion Guards will attack here. How much do I need to this attack, by the way? It's 5 points, and I have 3, 4, 5, 6 points. I could use 1. I could actually do these two attack here to a 1-1, and then use Royal Fusiliers here to get a 4-1. Let's do that. And no other attacks. So we start here. 2 in defense. We have 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't think I will use that one. So it's a 3-1. 3-1. And for modifiers, I will use the Royal Welsh as the lead unit. So that's +1. Webster give +2. No rifles defending, no disruption. No, that's it. So it's a +2. Defender, it's a 0, dropping to a -1, giving the British a 3. There's no leader. No attacking into Jaegers, we are excluding that from the attack. We would have gotten a 4-1, I believe, with the Jaegers, but I think 3-1 is great with these DRMs. There's no creek or anything like that, so I think it's a 3, and then we're gonna check the charts again for tactics. Both have a leader, there's an open flank, so we go with the 10 and 9. So the British roll on a 10, that's a 1. So they are choosing a stand fast this time. And the Americans choose a 5, which is a frontal assault. Interesting, so it's another +1. So what happens here is actually the green goes, they are advancing against these guys who just hold the line in a stand fast fashion and pour in fire on these guys, making it a +4. So it's a 3-1 +4. We have momentum shit as well if we roll really bad. That's a 5 +4 is a 9 on the 3-1, and that's a step loss and a leader loss. We don't have any leader, so we lose this guy. Elimination. We are now dropping here. We are on the max for these guys. Royal Welsh should need to advance, but I will do it with the whole stack. Then we have these guys. Oh, we can do it the British. The odds will be 1-1. The leading unit here will be the North Carolina Independent Volunteers unit. And the 33rd gives 2. The leader gets, Leslie will give him 1 more. Any defending is rifle, yes, that's a +4. All militia +5. And for the defenders, we have a 0 leading unit, but it drops to a -2. So we have a +7. Man, this is over. And I think that's it. So let's roll on the table. 10 against table, because we have an open flank. So 1 for the Americans. So on the table 10, we rolled 10, refuse flank. And for the Americans, they all, okay, this is a D8, so we roll that. Another one. Now we got the 1. They try to withdraw. I can understand that. So it actually goes to a no combat. So these guys need to withdraw. And these guys need to follow. I think that was very lucky for the Americans with a tactic cheat draw there. We could have dire effects on elimination here. Next attack. Let's do this first. We want to... we cannot surround those guys. We don't have zone of control here. So it doesn't really matter. So let's take the 2nd Battalion Guards first then. So we have 3-1. We have +2 for the unit. No leader. There's no rifle, but they are militia, so it's a +3. Oh, we have a 4-1 because this guy is also joining. 4-1. But I think that's all for the plus. For the minus, we have -1, -2, so it's a -3, so you got a 6. Can really see the big effect of when the army morale starts to go down. It has a big impact on the game. No rifle. Did I already count with the all militia? I think I did, yes, for the attacker benefit. So it's a +6 before the tactic sheets are drawn. No, actually only the Americans have a leader this time, but engage without leader for the British, and they will not withdraw, and the Americans they can withdraw, so they will play on 9. So start with the British. They rolled a 0. If we roll again, that's a 2. So they are standing fast. And the Americans engage with the leader. Might be withdrawing, but they don't. 7 is turn flank. Oh, -2. Good one from the Americans there. Good tactic. So Ethan is doing his uttermost to hold that position, saving his other guys, but it drops to a 4, so we have a 4-1 +4. And we roll a 9. That's a 2-step loss, but you only have 1 here. They are limited. Now it's probably, yeah, they are limited. So hold on. Inflict suffered 2 result, but we only had 1 step, so I wonder which one is... Are they still having a -2 on the effect, even though we only got 1 step loss? I think I need to check that. on the close combat results, I guess. He had 2-step loss. Eliminated. If that effective unit was only 1 step or was reduced to 2-step, a second unit must take one. Okay. If there's no other unit in Hex, the second step is ignored. The other friendly units. The armor roll impact of this occurs even if there's only 1 step. Okay, so the Americans lose actually 2. And the British would have gained 1. It's the 2nd Battalion Guards. They are a machine. Should we go in with these guys as well? We might. Okay, next attack. The odds would be 5 against 5, so it's a 1-to-1 table. And for the matrix, we have the Frasers will go in as the leading unit, so it's a 1. Cornwallis will give another 1. There's no rifles there. Any disrupted or shattered? Yes, there is actually 1 disrupted unit there. The Orange County Militia. So that's a 3. All defending our militia. Yes, that's a +4. And that's it. Defender. Oh, the leading unit will be... Let's take the one who is not disrupted. So it's a -1. -2 again, so that's a 3, so it goes to a 7. This is hopeless. I think that's it before the tactic chits. Both sides have a leader and we don't have an open flank. So we're gonna roll flank not possible, withdraw not plausible, and enemy has a leader. So we're gonna roll on 8. Oh, I might have missed. You need to also check if the enemy has a leader. I might have rolled on these lower tables when we should have been here at some time. Well, okay. But I have done it for both sides, so I guess it evens out. So let's do here, enemy has leader, withdraw not plausible. For the defender, they have a leader, enemy has a leader, and they would like to, so we're gonna go 8 and 7. So the British on the 8th table, they will do an attack and echelon. The defenders withdraw plausible. They roll a 2, they are standing fast, giving another +1 for the Brits. So that's a +8 on the 1-to-1 table. Oh my. Well, they are brave, at least standing faster, I'd say. Okay, I rolled badly, but that's still a 9. But you know what? I would like to get the leader now. A step loss and a leader. So I'm even gonna use the momentum sheet for the Brits to re-roll this. Oh, well, I rolled a 0, +8. So we got an 8 instead on the 1-to-1. So it's a disruption. So the guy who was not disrupted is now disrupted as well. The other guy will need to do a morale check. And what happens with him if he fails? I wonder. Normally, I guess, if the other friendly must do a check. Already disrupted egg now is shattered. Okay. So let's see now what happens. The Orange County was already disrupted. These guys get disrupted and will do the retreat. 1, 2, 3. But these are North Carolina, so it will not affect the army morale. Now I need to decide if I stay or go with Eaton, but he can't really affect this battle, so he's, or this morale check, so he will retreat with these guys. I actually want to go 1, 2, 3. So a morale check on this guy. Poor him. He's -2 on morale, plus his inherence is -3 on the roll. So he failed. He's now shattered and retreats 3 hexes. 1, 2, 3. And what on earth happens with shattered units? May not move, may not attack, defend 1 SP, have no sock, are eliminated if they get another D, capture is a pin, may not rally if they are in the sock. Okay. So these guys will now enter the hex. And you know what? I could play this to an end, but I feel the game is pretty much over. We have because the British will, I think they will capture this. They have one more turn to do it, so maybe they won't, but let's count the victory points if there's any chance for the Americans to make it even. So what do we have in terms of victory points? So first of all, we have the snow. For each 2-step unit eliminated, I think these guys are not counted yet. So here's a 2-step unit. That's 2 British victory points. Each 1-step eliminated. Here we have another 2-step, by the way. 2-step. Just 2 2-step units. So that's 4 British. And 1 1-step, so it's 5 victory points. Half a victory point for each 2-step reduced. So here's 1. That seems to be it. 1 for each unit captured, and we have 2 of those, but they are these special militia guys, so I think we only get 1 of those. It's per 2, I believe. So 2 or 3 units with a half victory point each. So we get 1 more. So that will be 6 victory points for the British right now. And then 1 for the terrain. So that's a 7. 7 victory points. The American player we have reduced these guys. That's a half a point. And that's it. And then they hold this and this. So it's 2.5 victory points. And to be honest with you, they won't take back this hex. They won't be able to do any attacks at the British. The British could just, sit down. Actually, we have 1 more for the British right now. If this would be the situation in the end, I have a hard time to see these guys rally. We would need roll really good. It could, of course, but I believe we will get half point for shatter, but this is also North Carolina, so it doesn't really count. But anyway, there's no way the British can lose the game or even get to even. I think the British need 2 more victory points than the than the American to win the marginal. Two more victory points than the American player. And I don't see how the Americans can get any. They have one rifle still to use with one DRM that could get with a lucky shot they could get a hit even, but that would be it. And if you think about it, the British would just continue to attack on all fronts, just eliminating more and more units. It will, if this game goes to an end, they will win with the victory points. If not, they will demoralize the Americans. So I think I'm gonna call it here, to be honest. It has been long enough anyway, and there's no way for the Americans to turn the tide anymore. But still, nice that they managed to hold these two, which there's a slight chance they could have done it. I mean, the British have only one more turn to act, so I think if they just put everything here to defend, the British cannot reach that hex. So this will be in American hands at the end of the game. So, and what would happen probably in the real world if the situation was like that is that Green would now probably order a general retreat, leaving some guides to cover the retreat, and the rest will start pouring up towards the Speedwell Ironworks, where they have their supply magazines and all that. So in that sense, in the end, it would be like a history. But what's not like history is that the British did not take as many casualties as in history. They lost a third of their units here. So it's or at least a third of their manpower and officers, also about 30%. So in that sense, the British fared much better in my game than in history. And looking at the British morale, it's at top. They are about to continue this attack. They are on high morale, and even though in history these guys would be really fatigued, they have not eaten much, rations. They are in short supply, tired after marching long ways, and I think they were quite low morale, but of course it was regulars and the elite of the British Army over here, so that's why they managed to pull it through, I guess, in history and do this tactical victory that they did in the end. Okay, I don't have that much more to say. I enjoy the game, pretty much. I enjoy this system. It's fun. It's really fun, and I think it's a pretty nice system to play solitaire, to be honest, since you don't know who gets the initiative, and this shit pull thing is, I like it. It slows the game down. I know this game has got some critique about that, but I like it. I wouldn't like to play this game without it, I'd say. But it brings another layer when playing solitaire, when rolling on these tables. Maybe I rolled, as I said, on some of the wrong tables here, because I was not always considering if the enemies has a leader or not when I looked up the table. So sorry about that, but I hope I did the same mistake about the same amount of times for both sides. I know I must have done it for Green's counterattacks as well. So, and probably in most cases we still had an enemy leader, so in the vicinity of the battles. So there might be one or two or a few cases where I did it wrong, but maybe not even that. I don't know. Anyway, I think that's it. So at 5 p.m, Green sees the cause lost. He cannot bring a victory on this battlefield, so he orders a general retreat, and Cornwallis is congratulated by his colleagues for a great victory on the Guilford Courthouse. So thank you guys for watching, and until next time, bye bye.